Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
You know what to say about a high stepper? No step too high for a high stepper.
For our country and for our children, the best is yet to come.
Hey guys, thanks for joining in to the Grand Old Podcast. As you can see, we have some special guests with us today, and Amie Beth, Allison, thank you guys for being on.
Thanks for having us.
I don't know how we got here. What, you had Katie Britt,
I did.
Jeff Sessions,
I did.
Richard Shelby,
Yes.
And
Alan Abbs.
Yes. Yeah. But right before we get started, y'all had a really special request. Carter, if you don't mind, sir.
Oh, wow, thank you,
thank
Carter.
you, Carter.
Yes, ma'am.
Carter, thank you so much. So this was payback for when you came on our show.
It absolutely is.
And we were doing a tailgate show and said, so what's your tailgate drink? You know, like the one that will keep us on air?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Coke room temperature, 2 slices of lime, and a frosted mug.
And what was waiting on you when you arrived?
2 slices of lime, a Coke room temperature, and a frosted mug. But it was an Auburn mug, so I don't know if that really counts.
Well, we turned it around. But when I got that text, I legitimately was like, oh, the chairman's serious.
No, you
He's
called
ready.
me, I think.
Yeah, but that's really not your order.
It was all joke. We were laughing in the conference room when you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad y'all are good sports about it.
So we got you back. But
You did,
I had
but
my brown sugar whole milk cortado with 1 pump.
And I have my Pikes with cream, so thank you.
you're welcome.
Seriously.
But hot coffee when it's hot in summer, it's really difficult.
But we're moms, and so like hot
Mom
coffee and all.
juice, mom fuel.
I mean, we got a lot to do for the rest of the day. So
Yes, mom fuel.
I really think it's as hot as it was the day of Katie Britt's barbecue.
No, we're not there yet.
You don't think
You
so?
don't think so?
No.
No, that was hot.
You would know.
That was a hot day.
It was.
The barbecue was hot. Yes, it was hot. We're not there yet.
Okay.
It feels
You
it.
say so.
So, what does it feel like now that the tables have turned?
Odd.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's easier to ask the questions than to be asked.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been on this side. There's a little bit of freedom. I think too, we're not old. She always gets onto me. I'm not saying that.
No.
But we're older. We've been through some things. We're wiser. And I think that when there's some beauty in getting to that part where you just don't care.
That
You're
is
like,
true.
I really have nothing to hide.
Mm.
So I say, bring it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, keep in mind, guys, they have no idea what we're going to ask them, no idea what we're going to talk about. But with that being said, Amie Beth, we'll start with you. Just tell us where you were born and raised.
Born in Hershey, PA. Adopted, moved to Birmingham immediately after for my dad to finish his residency and fellowship, and we stayed. So I grew up at Briarwood, Sanford, and then moved away for a little bit with my husband to do training, and then came back. So we're here and raised
Awesome.
our kids here.
Awesome. Allison?
I was so succinct. Well, I was born May 3rd, 1978. That's true. Now, I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. Graduated from the University of Tennessee, actually.
Go Vols.
Well, okay, wait, time out. I went to Sanford for 2 years and transferred and finished at Tennessee to get my engineering degree. And actually, ironically, that's where I got involved in politics, was at Tennessee. The very first campaign that I worked on was with Tim Burchett. He was running for state senate.
Let's go.
And so I volunteered on his campaign. And so my political side life kind of started then. Then met my husband, who grew up in Vestavia, and his family's still here. So we moved here, got married 25 years ago, 4 kids, and lots of life events later. Here we are. We're in North Shelby County now.
It's funny how fast life goes, right?
It is. It
My
feels
wife-
like 5 minutes.
It does. My wife was like, how many years is this our anniversary? I'm like, 17. We're both like, what just happened? You know? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
what was Burchett like running for state senate?
It's funny, he's the exact same person as he is now. Like, has not changed a bit. I remember he didn't even have an office. We would go to his house, and in his living room, there would be signs everywhere. You'd have to go pick up campaign stuff. I remember going with him on campaign stops, and they were always like literally gas station diners or the drugstore that had the soda fountain shop in it. But he still wore the Carhartt jacket. He's still very much the same person. And honestly, I think I was a little spoiled working for him at first, because I thought all politicians would be like him,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just not.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
he was
they're
great,
definitely
but he's one that I think I look at and I'm like, I don't know how he's maintained his humility, his humanness through all this, but he's done a great job. I do remember, so I took a semester off of engineering school and went and did an internship at the Tennessee legislature. And I remember when I was there, he passed the roadkill bill in Tennessee, which was a huge deal. So if you hit the deer, you can pull over and you can put it in the back of your truck and you can take it home and you can eat it. So we don't waste it. And I remember he made it like on the Today Show or something. And I thought, he has arrived. Like, he'll never be anything more than this.
Little did you know at the time.
Little did we know.
So, Amie Beth, crown on the head, Miss Alabama. We're going to talk about that, right?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't
Yes.
even know that.
You didn't know.
How did I not know that?
Well, I mean, it's been a minute, right?
But her
That's fair.
crown sits on the shelf behind her during the show. If you've ever watched the show,
I watch it all the time.
It's
Now,
right-
I am
it's
a
right back
guy.
there.
I don't pay attention to detail.
There's a giant sparkly crown.
There
And
is.
that's the real one.
That's the real one. Yeah. So I went to Sanford. I actually went away for 2 years and then finished at Sanford, and had been involved in the Miss Alabama program. And I loved it, not because I was a pageant girl. I wasn't. My parents had barely let me do it. But because there was an interview and because there was a community service segment where you had to get out and work in your community somehow, they loved it. And so my dad and I would sit and scour the Wall Street Journal on Sunday afternoon and talk through the issues. And then because I'm adopted, was able to get in schools and speak to kids about character education and my story, and God blessed that. And it was ridiculous. But the funny thing is, before Miss Alabama, I got into politics because I worked for Gary Palmer as his intern that summer.
Wow.
All summer. And so I was around policy and around government issues, and never dreamed that what happened to me would happen, because Heather Whitestone was our deaf Miss Alabama and went on to become the first and only deaf Miss America. But in our system, if you become the national winner, because it's a job that you get paid for and get to do crazy fun things, then that first runner-up becomes the next Miss Alabama. You have crown, sign contracts, and all the things. And so it was a year unlike any other, but I'm glad for it forever, because it's what kicked off my love for not only being like public policy, but also getting in the community and speaking and traveling. And God's just blessed that. And we're here now. I mean, we're literally here now as a result of that. And I'm grateful for it.
So how did you guys become one of the best duos in the state in politics? How did this come about?
That's the craziest story, actually. And you'll appreciate this because you've gotten to know us over the past few months. Actually, our kids were at Briarwood preschool together. And of course, everybody knew. I don't think you had any clue who I was. There was no reason for you to.
Yes, I did. She was the beautiful girl in the hall that I saw all the time with the darling little kids.
Okay. She's being kind.
No, I'm being truthful.
Well, hold on. So everybody knew Amie Beth. Okay, you know Amie Beth, Miss Alabama. And we would drop our kids off at early drop-off. So the halls are kind
We each
of...
have 4 kids. Yeah. So we got a bunch of kids.
And I would come screeching in with my little one, dragging in. I'm maybe in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, maybe I brush my hair, maybe I brush my teeth, like just trying to get in the door. And this one would walk by me because it's kind of empty because not everybody did early drop off. And she would
How
walk by
early
me,
are we talking?
7.
like 7.
Like we were early.
Yeah. Normally it starts at 9 or whatever. And she'd have on her ball cap and her cute little tracksuit and her makeup. And I remember walking down the hall and just going, someday I'll be like her. Like, I'll pull it together. Sinclair, I'll pull it together. But I always looked at him and was like, oh. And she'd just smile. And so I think our paths crossed quite a bit until one day we were, well, you take it from here because this really was your fault.
It is my fault. I would drive past her car. In the 9th grade, Molly asked me what I was going to do when she graduated from high school because they always knew that they were my job.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she and I both did political things here and there, and so the 1819 opportunity came up to write. But before that, I kept passing Allison's house thinking, I think I'm supposed to do a podcast with her.
Really?
I promise. Because everybody knows where the Sinclair's house used to be. And so I would pass her house and I'd have that thought. And I think that's an odd thought. I'm not doing a podcast. And so then the writing opportunity happened. And then I said, well, do you guys, what do you think about podcasting? Like, are y'all into that or are we just writing here? And they said, well, that's going to come eventually. And so after that, it was maybe a week or two later. And actually, Jeannie Faraday was going to help me put a studio together. I mean, that's how far he'd gotten in my mind. We saw each other in the Kohl's parking lot. And Allison, what happened there?
Wasn't it during COVID or right after
it was during COVID. And we were both out without our mask on because.
And I don't know maybe Kohl's was the only place open, but we met in the Kohl's parking lot and she came up to me and she was like, I really feel like the Lord's calling us to do a podcast together. And I think I laughed out loud because I had never.
She laughed.
Which when I get nervous, that's what I do. But I had never even thought about that. I mean, I've always been involved in policy and the campaigning. I've got an engineering degree. I'm not media, but like I tell my kids, I'm like, even if you're scared, even if you question it, well, as long as it's not illegal, like say yes, just go down that road and see what happens. It could be a huge flop. Well, why not? So I was like, okay, let's do this. And so we got together for a lunch, maybe that next week, and spent 3 hours kind of hashing out what we wanted this podcast to look like. Our vision was a college game day. We wanted to bring a guy in because we're like, I think there's a dynamic. There are things you can talk about when you have a male and a female perspective that you can't just with. And so we were like, all right, we're the Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso. We need a Chris Fowler. And that's how, well, actually after that, what did we do? We went and pitched the idea.
Yes. And so she had started local, which ballooned immediately because people felt helpless. And so she started that. And that was huge for our community during COVID, giving people a voice and a chance to get plugged in. And then Brian, you pitched the idea.
Well, Brian Dawson came and spoke at one of the local Alabama meetings and called me and asked if he could speak. And I said, sure. And then after that meeting, I had no clue what I was saying. Like when I say, and I don't even know if Brian knows this story, totally pitched him this idea and made the whole thing up.
She did. And then she called me after. She goes, guess what? Brian made it to me first. And I was like, perfect.
And he was like, let's do it. And so talk about a God thing. We had no business doing that, but that's where Alabama Unfiltered started. We brought in Scott Beeson. And that was 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it has been a roller coaster. It has been a ton of fun. And I think what is kind of goes back to the beginning, what we were talking about of being on this side of questions, the beauty of where we are in life. And after you've walked through some tough things, I mean, we both have been through some really personally hard things over the past few years. You got nothing to lose. You just go out and you do it. And if it all ends tomorrow, we're fine with that. But God has called us and put us here and we have a blast. And we're just going to keep going until I'd be happy going and playing mahjong and golf. It doesn't sound bad, but
I'd bake bread and arrange flowers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Hard times definitely strengthen a person,
Yes. They change you.
It does. Absolutely. So where did JP come about? Where did y'all just find him on the side of the road holding a sign and hey, let's get this guy in here?
We still have a long way of the story to go.
Yeah, last summer in July, Allison was out in Colorado and got a phone call and was like, why is this guy calling me?
So we had left 1819 and really thought we thought maybe we'd do our own podcast. We would just try it just because we enjoyed it, but weren't really sure. I literally started taking golf lessons and playing mahjong. Needle pointing was my next thing.
I'm
serious.
I learned how to bake sourdough.
Yeah, she got chickens and sourdough. We were living life. Why is that? Wait, he's really good.
He's
Why is
laughing.
that funny?
Why?
Y'all just finding new hobbies to entertain yourself.
Well, I mean, our kids are gone. We're like, what?
And then we talked to ourselves in the kitchen about all the political issues going on because nobody was listening, but that's changed.
So I was out in Colorado and I get a call and it's Phil Williams. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, it's Phil Williams. Pull yourself together. This is going to be serious. So I take the call and nobody knew. I think it was myself and one other person that he had been nominated for this position, this district attorney. And he said, I got to sell Rightside Media. And I had run into Phil, or we both had. Were you there?
Yes. I was your date because our husbands decided they did not want to go.
Was it the Eagle Forum?
Yep.
It was an Eagle Forum banquet, and I had seen Phil. And apparently, as I saw him and his wife, and as I walked off, his wife was like, that's who you need to get to buy Rightside. And so that was in August, totally out of the blue.
Completely.
And then in November 3rd of last year was our very first show. JP was Phil's producer.
There we go.
JP is also Phil's nephew.
Of course, right?
Of course.
So that's how we found
Runs in
JP.
the family.
I'm glad y'all told me that. I didn't know that. He was related to Phil.
Yeah.
Yep. And kind of crazy how it happened. But
Who was the
just
first guest?
Who was our first guest? Was it Tubbs?
Tubbs. Our bestie Tubbs?
Our friend.
Let's see. Who was our first guest? That's it might have.
Was it Tuberville? He was on very quickly. And then Katie Britt was on very quickly after that. But it's been like that ever since. Those things that you know in your life that make absolutely no sense, except they do. Yep. And that's kind of where we are, is we think this is wild. And so now, and Allison's really good about calling people. I tell her after I get out from under, not out from under, but when my event in my life happens, but she's good about calling people. And so we've had guests that you think, this doesn't make any sense, that these people would go, oh, sure, we'll come on.
That's the freedom. That's the freedom we talk about, where you're like, well, I mean, I'm going to call and I'm going to ask them what they can say no.
Have to lose.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
So it's been fun. And now here we are. This is like
with you.
The pinnacle.
First episode in our studio that's in the headquarters at Algot.
We can be done now. What else is there to do?
Let's just go play mahjong and needlepoint.
If you'll teach me.
I was talking to my daughter one time, and we were going through something, and we were just talking about life itself, and we came to the conclusion after bouncing conversations back and forth of, if you truly trust in God and His plan, honestly, what is there to worry about tomorrow? And
100%. You're a mist.
There's nothing to worry about.
You're a vapor, and then you die.
That's it.
So you might as well go for it, because we're going to have to be accountable for our time and what we did and what we did with the gifts He gave us. And even if we don't think we have anything to offer, I assure you, God will get you where you're supposed to be. And with that reminder, what do we have to worry about? Nothing.
That's exactly right. Although we do sometimes.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank
you.
It's
been an honor to host you guys at headquarters, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
It's fun.
All right, guys, that's a wrap.